Okay, Rajeev Agrawal is with us now, managing partner and fund manager at DoorDarshi India Fund. Rajeev, good to have you with us here. With what's happening in the US, let's start there since you're there and closely watching what's happening. Either this is the greatest buy the dip moment in AI in the US, in at least recent memory, or it's popped. What's your sense, Rajeev?
Hey, Prashant, good morning. Yeah, I think, a lot of new developments are happening in AI. I think what DeepSeek is doing is pretty impressive. But even if AI costs were to come down, I do think that the adoption of AI will increase. And so some of the stocks that have been beaten so badly, my expectation would be that there could be some value buying in that, especially when you go into areas where there is pretty much a monopoly-like situation. So yes, I would expect in some cases, this could be a good opportunity to buy, Prashant.
You're saying opportunity to buy. So maybe even, the one name, NVIDIA is the decider in that sense, right? So you're saying with this cut last night, it's hard to say, right? Or you think, would you, if you had to put money in or decide on NVIDIA, what would you do? What would the call be on NVIDIA? Because that's the call in the US market pretty much.
Yeah, more than NVIDIA, I think the fact that TSMC and ASML are two companies which really have the technology that almost nobody else has, especially when you go to the 3 nanometers and below. And ASML is the one which creates all these machines for the same. I think those are the two very interesting names. Now, we don't own either in our fund, but just in terms of the market hold that they have. In terms of NVIDIA, everybody talks about NVIDIA, but one interesting challenge that NVIDIA would have is how much margins they are making, and therefore a lot of competition is coming from other companies, be it Google, obviously AMD, and so on. And so that I'm a little bit more skeptical there, but I think definitely in some other names there might be more interesting opportunities.
Yeah, we're seeing many of those names on our screen right now, and they're all falling like a pack of cards. At least yesterday, Broadcom, Supermicro, Oracle, Dell, so many other names, right? All fell with a single swipe. So that's on the US, but let's talk about what you're looking to do here in India and whether you've been buying into the fall. We were looking at the stats even here, Rajeev. So the Nifty is down about 13%, and the mid-cap index is down 15%, small caps, micro caps down 17%, individual stocks down a lot more. What have you been doing with respect to India last few weeks?
Actually, we have been buying and we have been early buyers. So we are suffering in the pain that many of us have with the markets going down. And as you rightly said, individual names have gone down more. So yeah, portfolio is red. That's what we have been doing.
Been buying. Obviously, you're not looking at it from the next couple of weeks perspective. You're taking a longer view. Where have you been nibbling?
Yeah, no, I think banking and finance and NBFCs have been our sweet spot. That is where we have been nibbling. And the good news is we almost never deploy a lot of money in one go. And so we have been nibbling at it, as you rightly pointed out. And we feel that, as RBI starts taking measures, as we start seeing some of the pressure start to ease, and that is what we are starting to hear as the Q3 results come out. I feel that it might take another few quarters, but over time, this problem in terms of the stress in the loans and the delinquencies that have gone up will start abating. And I think there is a lot of value, especially in the banking and finance space that we are looking at.
All right, Rajeev, you want to give us some names, banking and financial space. The positive is that the RBI has realized there is a problem. They say that there is a deficit with regard to liquidity and we're doing something about it. So you like that. What have you been buying, though, since you're bullish on the banking financial themes? I think in the past you've spoken about IIFL Finance, Manappuram Finance. You could help me with regard to that, with a few names.
Sure. So I think, Nigel, we own both IIFL Finance and Manappuram, but we haven't really added more of those. I will give you a few names that we have added, and clearly we are biased, so no recommendations. But one of the names that we have talked about previously on your show is Jammu and Kashmir Bank. That is an area we had a new MD and CEO appointed, Amitabh Chatterjee or Chatterjee. So he comes from SBI, and they came out with the first set of results, the Q3 results. We think he will be able to continue the strategy that Jammu and Kashmir Bank has in terms of growing their book in that particular state, as well as look at other aspects, be it the treasury, be it lending out in the corporates. And I believe that him coming should allow the bank to grow the book over time. Again, none of these necessarily will start giving us results in the next few quarters, but I think over the next few years, I think it could be an interesting opportunity. The other one, where we have been a little early, has been in the microfinance space. And as you know, microfinance space has been beaten badly. One of the names that we have taken an initial position in is Spandana Spoorthy. Again, that has been actually locked on in the lower surface for the last few days. So that is the name that I can talk about.
No, I mean, and hopefully things recover and everyone does better, because right now it's painful. Rajeev, thank you very much as always for being here with us on the program. Appreciate it as always.